This first one is versus a Frost Mage and Rusted Druid. I'm playing with Rusted Druid. I open up first because I want him to open on me and not my Druid. So first here I'm going to try to get a power proc. I'm using Mage Armor so that if he does Deep Freeze me or use any kind of counter spell, it won't last as long. Here I get my first proc. I'm going to blanket him, put him in a Deep Freeze so he can't blink, and then just blow him up. Second one is versus a Ret and a Rusted Druid. Right here I'm just waiting for his cooldowns. I see him getting kind of low. I don't want to risk my healer getting cycloned, so I just Ice Block. My healer's in tree form, so even though the Ret swaps over to him, he's not able to do very much damage, and he can't CC my healer without reducing his own cooldowns. I get cycloned here, just waiting, trying to get the Ret's trinket so he won't be able to trinket my deep. Here he just wastes cyclone on me. He's trying to swap over to my healer, which is not going to happen because he's still in tree form. Pops Freedom, I'm trying to steal it Freedom, got it. Line him up for a Dragon's Breath. Don't have Ring on off cooldown yet, but I do see the opportunity for kill, because my healer says that he has Bash. Stealing the second Freedom. Just getting some mana back here. Healer puts him in a full Bash, and I'm going to blow him up here. Next match is versus a Holy Pally and a Frost Decay. Holy Pallies are very squishy for Fire Mages, so I knew that I could kill him. Here I'm just trying to get my first proc, trying to peel the DK, prevent his ramp up damage. Because once they get started, they do a ton of damage. I wanted to get starting pressure on his healer. So right here, I have my first proc, I know that I can blow him up. I know that I can get at least his trinket, at the very least. Or maybe his bubble, so I Alter Time Pyro, and get his bubble. Here I'm trying to get my second proc, so I can go back on the healer. Trying to get his trinket this time, because I don't want his bubble to reset if I don't manage to get the trinket in time. Dragon's Breath, peeling him right now, because I'm getting kind of low. Don't want to waste Ice Block, because then he'll figure out how squishy my Disc Priest healer is. Get my next proc, and he just wasted Dispel. And that's a no-no. Just gotta catch up to him now, and he doesn't have Trinket. And he's dead. Here are my glyphs. I'm using Glyph of Mage Armor for the extra 10% defensive bonus. So if I'm going up against a Warlock or a Shadow Priest or another Fire Mage, their counter spells, their Deep Freezes, the Fears, the dots will all last 35% less. Next glyph is Glyph of Polymorph. This is so that if I decide to sheep someone, say a warrior that just pops all his cooldowns, but I still have dots on him, I can cleanse those dots immediately, and I'm able to get some CC on him to peel him off my healer, usually my healer, because otherwise they'll just wreck face. And my final one is Glyph of Deep Freeze. This makes it so that I'm able to get an extra 1 or 2 Pyroblasts into the Deep Freeze because I'm not wasting a second and a half on the global cooldown before I'm able to Deep Freeze them. This also prevents an early spell, such as versus Shamans or facing Holy Pallies. This match I was trying to decide whether or not I should use Glyph of Fire Blast, which would spread my Living Bomb to another target, because Disc Priests are notorious for going Oom in 5.1. But I decided against it because I was wondering if I might need to sheep the Rogue on demand. I wasn't sure if it was tier 2, because rogues go from really bad with tier 1 to flipping amazing with tier 2. So right here I see him getting kind of low. I want to save my Ice Block though. So I'm holding on for my healer, and my healer gets stuck in a line, has to Trinket, and here I Ice Block. I saw that he put out a Shadow Fiend, or Psyfiend, so I catch it on cast before it fears my healer or myself. Here I have Freedom. Really need to get some CC on that road. Dragon's Breath. Now I want to swap over to the Disc Priest because he's in a Hodge. Decided to go back to the road because my healer called out a rep. I know I can get Cheat Death here, so Alter Time Pyro, Pyro Blast, another Pyro Blast, and Cheat Death procs. So here I know we have pretty much the game is in our hands, our favors, because we have both of their trinkets. The priest is missing most of his cooldowns. He's missing his Siphane. There he just used Pain Sup. The reason I cast Ring on myself is because I knew that the rogue would already have walked out of it by the time that I put it down next to him. But here I see that the healer's in a rep breaks, full blanket CS on him, and the rogue doesn't have cheat death. This fight is, I'm playing double healer Fire Mage, and we're facing KFC. This is fairly low MMR, so I don't think the other two knew what they were doing. I get scattered here, but I still managed to get my first power proc. And I see that their healer is slightly under geared, which is a huge advantage. And I saw that he had used his symbiosis on the hunter, which means that when he uses deterrence, he's not able to cast healing spells. So basically, he just died to dots in the deterrence. This is why you trinket versus a Fire Mage. You always trinket the deep. Alter time, Pyroblast, alter time, Pyroblast, Pyroblast, and he's dead. This is the Holy Pally DK team. I was having some trouble catching up to the healer, but after the slow wore out, I was able to catch up to him. Alter time, Pyroblast, Pyroblast, Combustion.